I'd like to share with you my teacher toolkit, and I show 5 technology tools for the science classroom. The first one is the Pilot. This is an earpiece that can be worn. This falls into the category of wearable technology and bring your own device in some ways. And this is a device that you put in a student's ear, and it can translate between 2 languages instantaneously. I picked this because I see the need for this in my classroom. I have 7 ESOL students, and there is one ESOL teacher for where our school is over 900 students, and she's stretched really thin, and we do not have translators for when we're in the class with these students. And I just see, even in explaining vocabulary and definitions or working in groups, I see the benefit of this with being able to get that immediate translating information that students often need to understand what is going on in class. I picked Quizlet Live. Quizlet Live is a collaborative learning, but also gaming. And when this particular game, what students do is it assigns them into groups, and then they play a game learning their vocabulary. And I guess I say collaborative learning in the sense that since they are in a group and they are working together to win this game, if you've ever used Quizlet, Quizlet is a website that helps students learn vocabulary through flashcards. But this takes it to another level, and I definitely see the benefit of this. I chose this tool because it's helping my students learn their vocabulary better. And I see that in my room because students are studying their vocabulary more now in an effort to win this game when we play it in class. BlendSpace falls into the category of the trend of online learning, blended instruction, and it provides teachers a platform to communicate information. And I chose this tool because in some of my classes, they do some online units outside of class, and my school does not pay for a learning management system, and Google Classroom just kind of doesn't cut it for creating online units. And so this is a free resource. And you can always tell students, like in a blended atmosphere, you can tell students, we're outside of class, you're going to complete tiles 1 through 4. But in class, we're going to be doing that dynamic periodic table while we conduct this lab that we do when we meet face to face. I also picked Gizmos. Gizmos fall into the virtual learning tool, and this definitely helps students in the inquiry area. You can generate a lab that you may not be able to do in real life in a classroom setting, like for instance, the example I gave when you read this about breeding chickens. But you can give the gizmo to students and have them figure out about genetics, have them figure about how dominant traits versus recessive traits, or when things are co-dominant through inquiry. And I chose this tool because I see the value of it in my classroom with, like I said, with doing experiments that we cannot conduct in class, and the value with getting students to make connections and draw their own conclusions without necessarily guiding them to the answer, having them figure it out, just requires so much critical thinking, which is so important for our students. And then I also have building topographic maps, and this falls into that trend of visual technologies. And this is a consumer technology; it wasn't necessarily meant for education, but I picked this tool because one of the things I have to teach is topography. And when students see these maps of lines, sometimes it's hard to get an idea of what that really translates into in real life. And on this particular website, you can go anywhere in the world and look at satellite images of people and then say, I'd like to walk from point A to point B, and it will immediately generate a topographic profile. And so if you use this in conjunction with topographic maps and look at an area first, then actually go there with satellites using the website, and then make a path across that town or that area, they see how that map really comes to life using that.